Welcome back, everybody, to the High School Blitz on Statesman.com. I'm Rick Cantu, joined by Thomas T.J. Jones. And you talk about some good games this weekend. We've got some really good games. Let's start with two interesting teams on how their seasons are developing. Stony Point is at Pflugerville. What do you got?
I think Pflugerville will win because I think they've rediscovered their identity under Coach George Herman. Last week in a 31-0 win over McNeil, they ran it 60 times for 401 yards. That's what Pflugerville football is. They run the ball. They play defense. I got Pflugerville winning.
Speaking of defense, Pflugerville 31-0 over McNeil. They only gave up 130 yards to a good team. Whereas you look at the other side, Stony Point, when they lose, they're averaging, giving up more than 40 points a game. That's not going to hold up against an improving Pflugerville team. Let's go number 2, Vista Ridge at Leander. Again, two teams that have had topsy-turvy seasons this year. What do you like?
District 25 6A battle. I think Vista Ridge will win because they found out who their quarterback is. Jacob Totti, a junior, threw for 4 touchdowns and ran for 2 other touchdowns against Lehman. I think they are rediscovering how to score, how to move the ball. Leander's played teams tough, but I do think Vista Ridge is finding their groove. I think Vista Ridge wins.
I think Vista Ridge wins. The thing about Leander, I can't figure them out. Last week they beat a very good Westwood team that was undefeated at the time. Then they follow that with a loss to Stony Point. So, and another thing with defense, they give up 44 points a game. Remember this name, Ryan Landrum, a good receiver from Vista Ridge. He's coming on, 19 catches so far this year. He's averaging 75. And he's young. He'll be back next year. A player to look at.
Yep.
Let's go to another. You saw McCallum this past weekend. McCallum, Austin High. Austin High finally wins a ball game. What do you like?
Austin High has played a tough schedule. They've played 3 6A teams in non-district, and the one 5A team they played was A&M Consolidated, perennial playoff team. They have Khalil Muhammad at quarterback and J.J. Jacobs at receiver. Jacobs has 388 yards receiving, 5 TDs. He's the best playmaker we don't know about. But I think McCallum's defense will prove the difference. Prince Easley at defensive tackle gives McCallum one of the best defensive lines in the area. I think they hold Austin High in check. I think McCallum wins a key 25-5A game.
Not so fast, my friend, as Lou Holtz might say. I like Andre Blakemore, 141 yards rushing average this year. Fantastic football player. I wonder if he's doing too much for that team and they don't rely on enough. You had mentioned Khalil Muhammad. He's already got 1,100 total yards rushing and passing. I see Austin High as being the team most improved in the second half of the season. 4 losses to start the season. I wouldn't be surprised if they win 5 of their last 6. Last but not least, here's for city bragging rights, Georgetown, Eastview.
Georgetown and Eastview. Eastview impressed last week. They beat Cedar Creek 48-0. Zion Hester had more than 200 yards of offense in that game. Eastview can score points. However, they give up too many points. And the combination of Chandler Herman at quarterback, Bo Corrales at receiver for Georgetown, it's the best pass-catch duo in the area. Georgetown will put up way too many points for Eastview.
Talking about Eastview's defense, they give up, when they do lose, they give up 40 points a game. So that's not a good combination. When you're playing a great Georgetown, and I mean great, this is one of their all-time best teams, and that team has been to the state finals. I like Georgetown. You mentioned Chandler Herman. He's one of those under-the-radar quarterbacks, but 14 touchdown passes this year, 1 interception. He averages 290 yards in the air per game, very consistent. Georgetown, I wouldn't be surprised if Georgetown won out, but then that would mean that they'd have to beat Cedar Park. So that will be my game of the year, as I mentioned before. Anyway, for Thomas T.J. Jones, I'm Rick Cantu. Thanks again for joining us on the Statesman Blitz. And as we like to say in the business, I hope your team wins.